of, cold and winter. Oh, my slides seem to be, oh, there we go. But we are a oceanside city. This is a very famous picture of our Peggy's Cove Lighthouse, which is about 30 minutes from our campus. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And in the summertime, we enjoy beautiful beaches. Again, many people are surprised to think of Canada and this beautiful turquoise water and surfing, but we are surrounded by ocean, and we take advantage of our ocean lifestyle. In fact, our nickname is Canada's Ocean Playground. But as mentioned, we are four seasons. We have a beautiful fall that's punctuated by gorgeous colors, including our world famous Canadian maple leaves that turn bright red. And we also, of course, have a Canadian winter, which we are just about to get into here. I'm looking out my window. It's the end of fall, the start of winter here. We have no snow yet, but I think it's coming over the next few weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. We'll get some our snowfall. But what that means is that you get to experience all four seasons in Canada. And because we're a mid-sized city, you get the benefits of both rural and urban lifestyle. This is a picture of downtown Halifax. It's a beautiful downtown core, very vibrant. Lots of restaurants and music, cultural events. Just a very exciting vibe. Lots of people walking around the boardwalk. Very safe city, and it's only about a 10-minute walk to our campus to the downtown core. So we're very strategically located. This is an overhead picture of our city of Halifax. So you can see we're situated on one of the world's largest and deepest harbors. We're a seaside city, as mentioned, and the campus is just off of the right-hand side of the screen. So it's only about a 10-minute walk to get to the downtown, and only about a 5-minute walk right to the ocean. So it's a wonderful location for our campus. And as mentioned, our campus is, in addition to being ideally located, it is one of Canada's oldest universities. In fact, it's the second oldest. We were founded in 1802. So we have an over 200 plus year history of providing high quality education. We have about 7,500 faculty and students, and a global network of over 50,000 alumni. And the campus has a very strong reputation for being tight-knit, close community, with lots of opportunities to interact with classmates and faculty alike. So we think it's an ideal combination of the right size. It's large enough that it has all of the resources and facilities that you need to be highly successful in your graduate career, but it's small enough that it maintains that intimacy that allows you to connect to your classmates and the faculty as well. So we have a number of different programs and pathways. I'll just quickly go through a few of these. So we do have a language center on our campus that is fully accredited by Languages Canada. And that has a number of different programs that allow you to improve your English skills if necessary to be able to transition to either undergraduate or graduate studies. We also have a large number of undergraduate programs. And I believe, Farouk, you mentioned you're going to have another session in a few weeks, or maybe next week, about undergraduate programs. But I'm here mostly to talk about our Faculty of Graduate Studies and Research. And essentially, we have kind of three branches of graduate studies. We have our traditional research programs. These are where you would work directly under the supervision of a faculty member. These are thesis-based programs. So you conduct original research and produce a thesis. We have PhD programs as well. And we also have professional programs, which is my primary focus as the graduate programs manager. And we have a number of different programs in both business and science and education that I'm going to talk to you a bit about today. So I'm wondering if we could maybe take just a minute, Farouk, and find out a little bit more about our audience before we go into some of the content of some of the programs, just so we have a sense of what people want to hear about in terms of these professional programs that we have.
Yes, good idea.
So maybe if it would be helpful, perhaps you could enter in the chat if you're particularly interested in any of these professional programs. For example, the International Master of Teaching English, which prepares people for international careers in teaching English. Our Master of Science in Computing and Data Analytics is IT, artificial intelligence, big data, data science, very popular program. And then we have a number of different business programs, technology, entrepreneurship, finance. We have MBA, Master of Business Administration, and Applied Economics. So maybe in the chat, maybe you could indicate if there's particular programs that you'd like to learn more about. I can kind of give you some details about the admission process and some unique features of each program. Farouk, any suggestions?
I'm just Hi students, please tell me if you have interest in any of these programs.
Well, maybe while we're waiting, I'll start with the International Master of Teaching English program.
Yes.
Okay. This program was actually very popular in Pakistan last year. We had 5 students that were admitted into the program, and 2 of them were able to get their study visas and are here. 1 student had to defer to next year, but we have a couple of students from Pakistan that are in the program. This program is really about teaching English internationally. Right now, there are over 2 billion people that are speaking and learning English, and that's expected to double over the next few years. So the demand for teaching English continues to grow. And for anyone that wants to teach at a higher level, including in post-secondary or university level, a graduate degree is a requirement. So the IMTE program was designed as a 16-month professional master's program. It's an officially deemed a 2-year program, but it's completed in 4 consecutive terms, so it's accelerated. It's very focused on practical applications of teaching English. So it has extensive practicum opportunities, which gives you a chance to practice the theory and knowledge that you learn in the courses. This program has a unique partnership with Cambridge University from the UK. The world famous Cambridge University really is the gold standard for English training programs. And we are a authorized teacher training center, which means we can offer Cambridge University certificates and credentials. And we combine these with a master's degree to create really interesting professional development opportunities. This program also features memberships in a number of very large international teaching organizations, such as TESOL International and the IATEFL International, which gives students another chance to interact with professional colleagues around the world. This program is very globally focused. In 2022 and more recently 2023, there are over 20 nations represented. And this is a really powerful opportunity to engage in intercultural learning. In fact, our students tell us this is probably the most valuable feature of the program, just a chance to work with colleagues from around the world. And it's fantastic to see a teacher from Pakistan working with a teacher from Hong Kong, working with a teacher from Brazil, and working collaboratively to develop English teaching materials and teach students, learning from each other about how education is so different around the world. This program, as mentioned, is completed in 4 consecutive semesters. Each semester features a series of theoretical foundation courses, but it also features practicums in all 4 semesters. so that you're doing practicums while you're actually learning about the educational theory behind language acquisition and language awareness and so on. And there's this unique intercultural English language component that allows you to build your portfolio by completing a number of Cambridge English certificates. Many of our students, in fact, complete a CELTA, which is the gold standard for kind of English teaching professionals from Cambridge University. And this combination of practical experience, your master's degree from Canada, and other micro-credentials such as a CELTA gives you really an opportunity to work anywhere in the world with these credentials. There's also a unique feature that we have an opportunity to have an international practicum. So in your final semester, many students choose to either return to their home countries where they may already have a full-time job and they can complete their final practicum and their final semester at home, or they can choose to go to one of our partner organizations for a practicum. So for example, this year we had 6 students that ended up going to Gießen, Germany, and doing a teaching practicum there. We also had a student in Thailand, and we've had students in Dubai and Bangladesh as well. So there's definitely opportunities for students to kind of choose how they transition from their graduate studies into their final practicum, into their career opportunities. So the admission requirements here, we do prefer an undergraduate degree related to language, English, or education. For Pakistan, we require an upper second class or 60% or 3.0 GPA. This program does need some practical teaching experience or equivalent, and really a dedication to kind of becoming active in this field. The language requirements are IELTS 6.5 overall with no band below 6.0. All programs pretty much have the same application process. So you're going to be asked, with help from our partners at Education Concern, to submit all of these documents: a letter of intent, a resume, 3 recommendations, unofficial transcripts, including any translations as required, English language proficiency scores, and please note this program does not require a GMAT or GRE. Okay. Once these are submitted, our program reviews, and we do award a few small scholarships based on your overall application. So exceptional students that have really excellent academic performance, professional accomplishments, we offer small scholarships valued up to $4,500. But during the program, we also do make some investments. So we will give performance scholarships for students to complete credentials like the CELTA, or attend a conference, or attend other or complete other credentials as well. So there's a small investment we make in the program for our scholarships. The program estimated tuition is approximately 24,000 Canadian dollars, so approximately $6,000 per semester. The university also charges all students mandatory fees. So all students pay for things like recreation facilities and the student association and the bus pass. And students are also responsible for medical and dental insurance. Those total about $3,000 or $4,000 per year. And this program has a seat deposit of $2,000. It's only refundable if your study visa application is rejected. And Farouk will talk more about the Canadian study visa application process in a few minutes. So the other program that I am primarily responsible for is our computing science degree, computing and data analytics. And this program is really about jobs in IT. It has been extremely successful placing people into industry. Students get lots of exciting positions such as big data engineer and artificial intelligence developer, data scientist, and so on. This program has nearly 100% placement rate. Every student has received funding during their studies in terms of paid internships and projects. And that's because there's such a huge demand, not only in Canada, but around the world, for professionals with highly trained analytics, and computing science skills. And this program is also a registered education provider for the Certified Analytics Professional Designation, the CAP or the CAP. And this is another credential you can achieve while you're completing your graduate studies here. So as you see, these programs not only prepare you at a graduate level for expertise in the field, but they give you a chance to springboard into your career transition. This is also a 16-month program. And the focus is really on building an incredibly broad and strong base in a very wide range of relevant industry based technologies and languages. So students through projects are exposed to a large number of different technical language, programming languages and platforms such as Amazon Web Services and blockchain. They learn to program on iOS and Android devices, build web pages and interfaces. It's a real focus on the analytics and building expertise in how to solve problems using data. And of course, everyone here has probably heard of ChatGPT and other artificial intelligence platforms. The demand for expertise in these areas is only going to increase. And this really helps students transition to that industry experience in Canada. A unique feature is that all courses have an industry professor teaching collaboratively with St. Mary's faculty. And what that does is it exposes you as a learner to not only the theoretical side, but also the practical industry applications that are happening in the real world. This program has 8 months of courses and 8 months of internships and projects. So in the first 2 semesters or 8 months, you complete 8 courses. And then in the last 2 semesters, you complete internships and projects. So after 8 months, you can start to make some money through projects and internships and begin that transition to full-time employment. A unique feature of this program is applied learning. Many of our students participate in a variety of hackathons. And if you're not familiar with what a hackathon is, that's basically a short competition where you're given a challenge or a problem and usually a data set. And as a team, you have to come up with a solution based on your analysis of the data. And as you can see from these pictures, our teams from the program have been very successful. They've won some prizes, including some money. Our team placed 3rd in the International Business Analytics Challenge in the world. And more importantly, students get a chance to practice their skills and knowledge and get internships as prizes. So it's a really great learning opportunity that's part of the program structure. The admission requirements are the same for GPA. This program has a unique feature that you have to pass a programming test. So this is a very highly technical program. So before you apply, you need to complete a small test. It's a take-home test that asks you to write a number of programs using a programming language of your choice to show and demonstrate that you have the requisite computing science knowledge. And then once you submit all your documents, there's a second phase, which is a technical interview. And that's where we ask you to write some code. We ask you to explain the logic behind some code so that the committee is comfortable that you have, again, the right technical background to be successful. This program also has the same IELTS requirements. A unique feature of both of these programs is our immigration pathway. So we give students a chance not only to have that experience in Canada studying, but to stay after graduation for a postgraduate work permit. And all of our graduates in these programs have achieved 3-year postgraduate work permits. And within that 3-year postgraduate work permit, most students begin the process of applying for permanent residency. And from there, many students will apply for their Canadian citizenship. And our province of Nova Scotia has a wonderful skilled worker stream that allows you to stay in Nova Scotia and begin that process of becoming a permanent resident. So Farouk, that's the end of the program description for my programs. Was there any interest in any of the business programs at this point?
Mm. Thank you very much. And I think I should give some information about SDS policy,
Okay.
under which student will apply their visa. So, dear students, luckily, Pakistan comes under SDS policy, Student Direct Stream. So, I recommend all the students only apply under SDS policy, in which you can get your visa without any interview and without parents' bank statements. You just need to fulfill 3 basic requirements, which are very, very easy to understand and straightforward. You just need to pay first year tuition fees in advance, and you need to deposit 10,000 Canadian dollar in a Canadian bank under your own account, under your own name in your account, for living cost, खाने पीने रहने के लिए. And number third, which is the last, you must take IELTS, TOEFL, RPT. These are 3 tests. You can take any of these 3 tests. And so, if you fulfill these 3 basic main requirements, you can get your visa without any interview and within 21 days. Few of our students got their visa even in 12 days. So, if you have any question regarding this, you may ask even in Urdu or English. मैं आपको उर्दू में भी समझा देता हूँ. स्टूडेंट डायरेक्ट स्ट्रीम लकीली पाकिस्तान को स्टूडेंट डायरेक्ट स्ट्रीम में डाला गया, जिसकी वजह से वीजा रेशो बहुत इंक्रीज कर गई है, और हमारे जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो मोस्टली वीजा हासिल कर रहे हैं 21 डेज के अंदर. आपको सिर्फ 3 बेसिक रिक्वायरमेंट को मुकम्मल करना है, जिसकी वजह से आपको विदाउट इंटरव्यू और विदाउट पेरेंट्स बैंक स्टेटमेंट वीजा मिलेगा. और वो क्या क्या है? एक तो आपने इंग्लिश का टेस्ट देना है, जो पीटी भी हो सकता है, टॉफल या आइल्स भी हो सकता है. इन तीनों में से कोई भी एक टेस्ट आपने देना है. नंबर 2, आपने फर्स्ट ईयर की ट्यूशन फीस सिर्फ एडवांस पे करनी है. नंबर 3, आपका अकाउंट ओपन होगा कैनेडियन बैंक में, जिसमें आपने $10,000 जमा कराने हैं खाने पीने रहने के लिए. ये 10,000 आपके अपने हैं, उधर जाके आप इसको जैसे मर्जी यूज करें. अमूमन पार्ट टाइम जॉब करने से भी आप अपने खाने पीने के अखराजात को मीट कर सकते हैं. सो आप इस इन एसटीएस पॉलिसी के मतलब कोई भी कंफ्यूजन आपको है तो प्लीज मुझे क्वेश्चन कर लें आप. दैट्स ऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड.
So do we have any questions about any of these programs or about our university, studying in Canada? I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Now, there's one question about GIC. जो 10,000 आपने जमा कराने हैं GIC के, ये इनफैक्ट 10,000 ही हैं, लेकिन 10,200 एक्स्ट्रा जमा कराने पड़ते हैं. सम टाइम बैंकिंग प्रोसेस इस किस्म का है. तो बहरहाल आप $10,000 जमा कराएं या 10,200, एक ही बात है. आप ही के अकाउंट में जाना है और आप ही के पैसे हैं. और आप पाकिस्तान के किसी भी शहर से ताल्लुक़ रखते हैं, जस्ट आप अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स में ईमेल करें या मुझे व्हाट्सएप करें अपने डॉक्यूमेंट्स. आपका एडमिशन, आपका वीजा प्रोसेस, हाउ टू ओपन अकाउंट हाउ टू ओपन बैंक अकाउंट इन ए कैनेडियन बैंक, पुलिस रिपोर्ट, मेडिकल, तमाम प्रोसेस में स्टेप बाय स्टेप में और मेरे ऑफिस आपको सपोर्ट करेंगे. और एक इसमें खास बात यह है कि मेरा ऑफिस आपसे किसी किस्म की कोई वी विल नॉट चार्ज एनी कंसल्टेंसी फीस और सर्विस फीस. You will get our services without any charges, from admission to getting visa, all the services.
So while we wait for a few more questions, I can just kind of summarize why I think the investment in international education is really valuable. It's a very brave adventure that you're considering. I always admire students that choose to go internationally and to pursue an international intercultural experience. It's a very large investment of your time and resources, and we recognize that. I think Canada's is the right choice for many people. International students are welcome here. They have the same rights and freedoms that protect all Canadians through our renowned quality of life. As mentioned, we are a multicultural country with incredible diversity, especially here at our campus. You're going to meet people from all over the world, and really that's invaluable, getting that perspective from others. It's important to know that all universities in Canada are accredited by the Canadian government. So there's a high quality standard of education that happens in all universities that have to be fully accredited by the government. Our university, in fact, was ranked number 3 in Canada this year. So we have a very strong reputation academically. Our university, again, is the right size, not too big, not too small. We're famous for our personal interactions with our students. We really care about our students, and you'll find that evident not only in your support staff, but your faculty members that you get to work with. We have a fully trained visa consultant through our international center, and they help you with any visa problems, collaborating with our colleagues at Education Concern. And as mentioned, the educational experience aside, the 3-year postgraduate work permit, the transition to the permanent residency really gives you a lot of opportunities to kind of take your career wherever you'd like to go. So that's kind of my summarization of why I think Canada is a great choice for you.
Thank you very much.
Do we have any questions about these programs, or maybe there's other programs that you might be interested in?
I think they have each and every information from our side.
Okay.
So, dear student, if you have any question, please feel free to ask. You can write in the chat box.
So there's a question about a part-time job. Yes, many of our students do work part-time while they're going to school. There are currently your work allowance is governed by your study permit. There are no restrictions right now in terms of work. And we know that it's important for many people to work part-time to help finance their education. It's a balance. You have to be careful you don't work too much, because you have a busy full-time graduate program that's going to take a lot of your time and energy. But that's an important element. And yes, it is possible, and many of our students do. Question about Duolingo. Graduate programs at our university do not accept Duolingo.
Yes, PT is acceptable. PT, TOEFL, IELTS, these are acceptable tests.
So there's a question about our MA in criminology. I'm just going to grab the link and share it. I don't have a lot of information about that particular program. That would be our forensic psychology program, is probably the one that's the closest. We have an undergraduate degree in criminology, but not a graduate degree. I'm just looking to see if there's another program that I don't think we have something that's in criminology. There it is. So I'm just going to paste the link here. ZNet, or sorry, Zishan. That is a thesis program. So you're going to have to get a supervisor, and that program should have information about how to go about that process. See. So there's a question also in the chat about GPA. As mentioned, we need a equivalency of upper second, 60% or 3.0. We will consider GPA over the last or final 2 years of a program. We recognize that sometimes students come out of their secondary studies and they don't have a good first year, which reduces their overall GPA, but then they gradually improve their performance. So we will look at the last 2 years. If your last 2 years meets the requirement, then we can, in many cases, offer admission. The admission deadline, typically it depends on the program. The International Master of Teaching English program is April 1st. And the Computing Science and Data Analytics program is March 1st. Each program essentially has slightly different deadlines. I always encourage people to apply early, just because the process for your visa and all of the documentation can take some time. So don't wait. If you're interested, I would say start the process now, and work with our partners to get all the documents in place and get your application submitted well before the deadline. Another important reason is housing. There are housing challenges in our city. In fact, in every Canadian city right now, housing is a major issue. And a lot of the available student housing is first come, first serve. And if you wait to submit your application until the deadline, chances are you won't get housing on campus.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay, Farouk, I don't see any other questions.
Yes. Is 59% eligible to apply? Admission numbers. Mohammed Arham, what is your last qualification? I think he is asking for the bachelor degree, FCS material. Yes, you are eligible. 59%, with 59%, you are eligible to get admission in bachelor degree. As today program was purely for the master degree, so after this event, I will call you, inshallah.
I should also mention that we have a brand new program. If some of you might be interested in studying online, we have a brand new master's program. It's called the Masters of Applied Health Services Research, and it's an online program. It is completed, and you'll get your Canadian master's degree. It's a 1-year professional program that helps you prepare for a career in medical and health services as a researcher. It is completed online, so it gives you a lot of flexibility. It's a synchronous program, meaning you're attending classes with colleagues from around the world in real time. but participating through a platform like Zoom.
Okay.
That could be an interesting choice for some people that maybe want to stay home or maybe
Mm.
have a good job and want to study while they're pursuing their degree. It's called the Masters of Applied Health Services Research. And it's just brand new. In fact, the webpage just went up this morning. So it's a brand new program. So Farouk, you're probably not even overly familiar with it because it was just approved. But it's something that gives another option for people, especially in medical services and health services. It's a huge demand. And that might be something that is of interest to people.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Yes, I think we should say goodbye to our students.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. I enjoyed having the chance to speak with you today, and thank you for your attendance, and thank you, Farouk, for organizing. As
you.
always, please follow up. If you
Yeah.
think of questions that you didn't think of today, reach out to us, and we'll be happy to help you.
Yes, thank you very much. So nice of you. Have a nice time. Mr. Arham, you were talking about bachelor degree. But have you done FSC pre-engineering or pre-medical? अरहम, आवाज आ रही है आपको? मेडिकल, ओके, ठीक है। आप क्या पढ़ना चाहते हैं आगे? किस प्रोग्राम में एडमिशन लेना चाहते हैं? फर्रुख नवाज, आज आपसे तो बात हो गई थी। आपका यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ न्यूकासल में होगा। और मोहम्मद अली,
जी बिल्कुल।
हमजा रहीम, आप अनम्यूट कर लें, अपने मुतालिक बता दें आपकी लास्ट क्वालिफिकेशन क्या है? आप में से किसी ने अगर आइल्स करना है तो हमारे ऑनलाइन क्लासेस आइल्स की डेली 4 PM होती है। अगर आप करना चाहते हैं तो अपना नाम और टेलीफोन नंबर मुझे डायरेक्ट चैट में लिख दें। जी, जिशान अली, आप भी अपना नंबर लिख दें, कल मैं आपसे बात कर लूंगा। आप जी, जिशान अली, आपका क्वेश्चन क्या है?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर।
हाँ।
सर मैंने कल आपसे यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ फ्रेजर वैली का शेयर किया था मास्टर प्रोग्राम के लिए डुलिंगो टेस्ट 110 और अबव आल्सो एक्सेप्टेबल। तो काइंड आपने कहा था मैं सुबह कंफर्म कर दूंगा उसके बारे में।
ओके, आज कल सुबह आपने मुझे याद करना प्लीज, मैं भूल गया। ठीक है, मैं आपको कंफर्म करके बताऊंगा इंशाल्लाह। ठीक है,
जी जरूर सर। सर
ओके।
रिसेंटली आप लाहौर में हैं?
मैं इस वक्त आउट ऑफ कंट्री हूँ।
यशो, थैंक यू सर।
ओके, थैंक यू, अस्सलाम वालेकुम।